Welcome back to the 52 Weeks to Wealth. This is Wealth Principle 35. Create an awesome team around you. And we have been journeying through the 52 weeks for the last 35 together. So if you are on this journey to build more wealth as a real estate investor and business owner, you are in the right place. And if you are here just to hang out with awesome people, then you've also found the right place. If you want great knowledge, hell yeah. So one of the biggest problems that people have, and I had when I started, was that I wanted to grow. I wanted to expand. And yet I had a simple issue. I didn't know how. I was sold the dream of work hard. If you work harder, if you put in the work, if you do the right work and work harder and harder and harder and harder, that only works until you run out of time and hours and effort and you die. So that strategy, I think that work hard will get you to a certain level of income. Hard work is much better. False. Like, yes, hard work is non-negotiable. It must exist. If you're going to work, do it right? Be intelligent, be effective, be strong in what you're doing so that people can see what you're capable of. Clarity is one of the biggest hurdles that we all face. There is so much that you could do when you know what you're doing. And without it, nothing happens. It's just hard work. Again, it's the effort is put in. And your income level will stop at those levels. Take a look right here. You see where it says yearly income skills. Here's work ethic. Now, every one of these skills does not go away at the next level. It's required to bring along to the next level. The idea with this chart is that work ethic is all you need to maintain a $25,000 a year job. Anywhere in the world, all you need is work ethic. Now, to get to a $50,000 a year job, this is the corporate world. This is beginning. This can be a lot of contractors make it. It's just responsibility. You need to know what you're doing a little bit and show up to things that you have to do, like, show up, clock in, and have a little bit more responsibility. I found that in the world, they pay you for being responsible. There's just a little bit more of a pay than hard work. And then there's specialization, right? This is kind of where people start thinking they're doing okay in this country because the average income is $50,000. And so people get to 75,000, they got a little specialized. Maybe they went to college, maybe they went to a trade. And even I know guys who flip 2 houses a year and are happy making $75,000 a year. They flip one house and that's all they make for the year. And that's perfectly fine because they've specialized, they're responsible, and they got hard work going. Sales and negotiations can get you from 100 to 250, single by yourself. Like, that's absolutely true. But that only kind of ties in and stays when you've got business acumen. Like, these are levels that you've got to level up in. You in order to get these incomes, you've got to keep all of these. Where hard work never goes away, right? But it's more intelligent work. It's done the right way. And then to get to the $500,000 part, this is cash flow, $500,000 income, because the net worth is significantly easier. Net worth is simple. Net worth, ladies and gentlemen, you guys ready for this? Is you just buy stuff that goes up in value over time and buy it in a leveraged manner so you can buy more and your net worth goes up. This is why real estate is the main focus. So you can buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat so you get your cash back. As a real estate investor, you want net worth and you want cash flow. You cash flow on the flipping side of your business, on the agency side of your business, you cash flow on the wholesaling side of your business, you cash flow on the contracting side of your business. Every one of you should have a main stream of income that is focused on income. And then everybody also requires a investment strategy that is focused on net worth. These are the two worlds that you live in. And if you can fire off right down the middle and build a symbiotic business that buys real estate and builds income, brings in cash flow, you are winning. Before we dive into this principle, I'd like to introduce the book Traction. Let's give it up for Mike Shine, the bookkeeper.
I have a really good friend who is an architect, and he uses Traction. He actually has a Traction consultant, someone who has studied this book, and they hired him to come in and arrange his architectural firm. And when he started, there were only 5 architects working under him. Now he has, I think, 14 or 15. He does deals all over the world, actually. And what's interesting is he said that even if you don't have people to fill the positions, even if you have to label yourself as every one of the positions when you start, it's still better to label all the positions, and then as you give them away to more people, you take on less and less responsibility, but you still have. So if you think that this book is not for you because there's only one person in your business right now, that's wrong. So read Traction, like Julie's doing, put the titles in place, and then as you get more people in your staff, then you can put them on. That's Traction. And you will gain traction. There you go.
Let's give Mike Shine a round of applause. The book of the week is Traction. And if you're with us on our journey through the 52 weeks, you're reading a book a week, this is your book this week. Powerful strategy that you've got to get into, and there's 6 steps. And those 6 steps are: first, vision, like we were talking about earlier. People, you need to focus on getting your people into the right seats. Focus on data, scorecards, the measurables. The issues, list of challenges. Most companies will ignore the issues and try to focus on just income, but the issues get bigger and bigger and they start eating them away. And then there's processes, documenting and following. This is how you scale. Processes and documentation are powerful for this. And then the actual traction part is the rocks. And this company talks very heavily, this book talks very heavily about meetings, the importance of meetings. And it's not just meet with people. It's meet with your players, meet with your mastermind, meet with the people who are going to go and take action for you, give you ideas and make results. So in our business, there are very specific seats. And if you put the wrong person in them, well, results may vary. And they're not always the results that you're looking for. I made some mistakes in putting my leadership in place. Can you believe I put Ron Bowling, my business partner, my CS, as the team leader of our office? Ron avoided people, likes people, so if they had a major problem, he'd solve it. But he avoided people, and he didn't have that rah, let's go have a party mentality, which salespeople need. So by the way, if you're running a sales team, and everybody in here should be running a sales team, if you're not doing events and parties to get them together and having group conversation with them, you're going to lose your team eventually. Then there's the data. If you don't track what your people are doing, if you don't track and see what your company is doing, it will not do things eventually. What you track, you get more of. What you don't track disappears. So you've got to take a look at your sales. You've got to take a look at your product, your customer service. How is this process going? And then there's the issues. This is one that's very easy to ignore. And this is why at the Millionaire Summit in Orlando, we will be looking at the issues. We'll be looking at vision. As we're building the business plan, we're going to be looking at the people. Who are the right people for your business to scale? We're going to be looking at the data. How do you get the data? What is the right data to be looking at? And we're going to be looking at the issues. How to evaluate the issues, because the issues are just opportunities. They're just challenges, just things for you to go through that you can be better with. And then we're going to talk about processes, how to document, which processes to document. One of the questions I think entrepreneurs have is, should I document this? Or like, will I be keeping this myself? Who's thought, like what part of this am I keeping? We're not keeping shit except for the cash flow. Somebody better be working hard. But if you want to be successful, the only hard work you are supposed to be doing is ownership. Get your name on a deed, get your name on a title, get your name on some paper, my friends. Get your name on something. That's where the money is made. The money only flows. It can only flow to the person who owns the business, the assets, the real estate, the investments. And we're talking about cash flowing stuff, not talking about stocks. I'm not talking about crypto right now, although that also works, right? Some of the dividend yielding companies. Put your name on it, right? Buy the stock. Boom, yours, right? Goes up forever or down forever. It depends on the company. And then the last piece is traction, the big rocks. These are the rocks that matter the most, the meetings. When you are putting your name on property, when you're putting your name on a business, when you're acquiring, you're becoming the owner, the only thing that matters is the conversation you have with the next person who has something that you want. What are they looking for? What are they looking for? What are they looking for? When you're in sales, what are you looking for? When we're building this training company, what is stopping you? What is stopping you from getting to what you're looking for? I find the pain point and then I solve the pain point, right? A lot of people have had the issue of sales and negotiation. So hypnosis. People have had the issue of procrastination. So I think hypnosis. And then we have the issue of people moving forward to doing actions. I think, okay, we need a process. We need NLP. We need business skills. We need sales skills. We bring the generator in. We bring generator coaching in. Let's get Terry in there and solve the problem. Sometimes they need a very specific, unique real estate strategy. That's the times where I will have a conversation with you. When the strategy is so complex. In our community, we have over 150 people who have gone through the mentorship. If I was going to choose somebody to work with, I'm going to choose the person I think can do the most damage. Does that make sense? They also have the most money to do, like, so I can leverage more, so I can get a better return on investment for them. If I charge somebody $25,000 a year, or $50,000 a year, or $100,000 a year, then I had better at least 10x that money. Hands to the camera if you commit. If you ever coach somebody in your business, if they pay you, you should be able to 10x that. Absolutely. That's what I did with agency. Yeah, I bought a piece of real estate with you. I helped you buy a piece of real estate. You know, maybe you pay me a commish, a little 10,000, 15,000 commish, but then your net worth went up an additional 100,000 or 150,000. And some of my past clients, their net worth went up $500,000 or $1 million in 2 years because we bought quite a bit. What I discovered is the clients that buy more spend more time with. Meetings. These are the rocks. Man, like, these are the conversations that have to happen. The person who brings us all of our deals, right? Our deals are coming from relationships that we have. They're coming from wholesalers. I'm going to do more of those relationships. I know that many of you are going to be at the 100 Millionaire Summit in October. Give yourselves a round of applause. Hands to the camera if you already have booked your tickets, already have booked the flights, the hotel. Excellent. So the 100 Millionaire Summit in October, if you haven't registered, is going to be the meeting, right? Of the big rocks, this is the rock. If there's a rock that's a boulder, that is the foundation to all of your other rocks, this is the one to be at, because the people in the room are going to be who you're working with, having meetings with people who are on your team, having meetings with your business partners, with your money, with your lenders, with your wholesalers, with your contractors, your attorney, the people who are doing the work for you. We call it your dirty dozen. Having those conversations is how you're going to make money the rest of the year. So you want to make sure that you know who to contact. You got to make sure you're working with the right people. They have to be moral, ethical, do things legally. If you haven't already registered, this is your chance to be at the 100 Millionaire Summit. We're going to be building the business plan. We're going to be talking about leadership. We're going to be talking about time management. We're going to be talking about getting your vision, getting clarity. And we are going to put together a $1 million business plan, a $1 million business plan for you in your specific business, preferably something that you're good at and that you like. Hands to the camera if you're committed to doing something that you enjoy. Excellent. Hands to the camera if you're committed to doing something that makes $1 million. We're not building those small, shitty business plans. That's right. No weak little, oh, I want to make 100. Look, shit, we're going to get you there. If you haven't made 100 yet, that's guaranteed if you build $1 million business plan. Hands to the camera if that makes sense. The math makes sense, right? Yes. Don't be afraid of it. I promise the money won't bite. Money won't bite. Let's give yourselves a round of applause. It's been a powerful week. You got an even more powerful week ahead.